Torah describes Yaakov Avinu as an ish tam, a simple person, Yoshev Ohalim. Story is told that there was once a chassid who came in front of the Rebbe Rabbunim, and he was completely, had nothing. He would give away all of his money. Everybody told him he kept nothing for himself, and he just gave everything away, and he was in tattered clothing, just wanted to give, and give. And the Rebbe told him that that's not the appropriate way to act. There's a midah of giving, but sometimes you can have too much of a certain midah, and it becomes inappropriate. And he cited a kasha based on Rashi. Rashi says that Yaakov ish tam yoshev ohalim, ish tam, eino baki b'cholela libo kach piv, mishin acharif l'ramos koritam. Somebody who's not so quick to trick people, that person is called an ish tam. So Yaakov is defined seemingly as an ish tam. However, it also tells us about Yaakov that he kianashim achim anachtam when it comes to Lavan. Rashi says, achim, we're brothers, because we're achiv biramos. I can trick anybody just like you can. I don't get it. If he's the ish tam because he doesn't trick anybody, so how come in a different context we're told that he is achiv biramos, that he's capable of doing such trickery? And what Reb Simcha Bunim explained is that a person has to be an adon and in control of his midos. We're not supposed to be defined by our traits, but the goal is to become sholet, is to become somebody who has control over the midos, over the traits that he or she has. And that can manifest itself in knowing that there are different situations in which I have to act in a different way. And depending on what the circumstances call for, that is how I'm going to act. That was Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu understood, as a general rule, we stay away from trickery. But there are times when you're dealing with a loved one when I need to be achiv biramaos. And the example that he gives is one that really resonates with us right now. I have a friend who is serving Klal Yisrael and serving Tzahal in Aza. He goes in and out on specific missions. He's stationed in Zikim. And before he goes in, for those specific missions, he usually sends out a text to our chat from a group of Chaverim who are in Kerem B'Yavneh together. And he asks us for special tefillos to please daven hard. And he sends us a report when he comes out. And he told us this week, again, he said they have a very complicated mission and to please daven. And again, we daven and we try to give him chizuk. And he ends up giving us chizuk. And he told us, and he shared a picture with us, of one of the soldiers who was with him. He says he's become extraordinarily close with him. And this soldier, whenever he goes to any places, he writes two things. Takes spray paint and he writes two things on the wall. And the first is that his brother Eliak was taken as a hostage. He's fighting in Aza, and his brother is taken hostage. And everywhere he goes, he writes on the walls, Eliak, anachnu baderech. We are on the way. In the hopes that maybe he sees it the same way the videos that came out of the Chayalei Tzahal playing Shema Yisrael, reminiscent of Laser Silver in Europe, trying to arouse the hearts, blazing over the mosque last week and the week before, and hoping if these Chatufim can hear and get some chizuk, it will keep them going. Nebuch in the situation in which they are found. Eliak anu b'derech. But he writes something else as well. And he wrote that the person who is the Rachaman on the Achzari, the person who has Rachmanas and mercy on somebody who is evil, in the end is going to be Achzari, is going to show Achzarios to those on which you have to show mercy. There are different times. These aren't the way that our boys are wired. They are not people who are cruel. They are not killing machines, but they are ones who understand that there are different midos we need at different times. And the gevura that is required right now is one that we need to destroy the evil that is there. And that's the haftacha that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has. The Orach Chaim HaKadosh writes, and the Torah tells us about the Ir HaNidachas, the city that needs to be destroyed. At the end it says, V'nasan lecha rachamim v'chamecha, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving you rachamim. The Orach Chaim wonders, what's the connection between the rachamim and HaNidachas? And the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Orach Chaim says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is promising that if at the right times you show the midos that need to be shown and you wipe out the Ir HaNidachas like I command, don't think it's going to have a negative impact on you. I'm going to bless you with rachamim. And it's this lesson of Yaakov Avinu, it's this legacy that we have of Yaakov Avinu, to be able to tap into tremendous kochos hanefesh, And when I was there, I got to see these chaylim that are just such incredible, sweet boys who just want to do the Ratzon Hashem. They want to protect the Am Hashem. These are Giborim. And hopefully HaKadosh Baruch Hu continues to watch over them, to bring them all home, as they say in Eretz Yisrael, Shalem Ubari, whole and healthy. That this shouldn't have any effect on them, that they should be able to understand that this is a midah that we need right now, but that same sweetness will always remain there. And it's something that we need to have, to understand that the midos that we have are tools that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us to know when to use, and Hashem should always help us to be able to use them in the right way.